Hey, it's Prep Sports Now. I'm Case Kiefer alongside Ray Brewer to break down this week in high school football and last week a Thursday night lights games. Excuse me. It looked like all the games are on Thursday. Brewer was providing scores on all of them, keeping up to date. Looks like we had some exciting games, a lot of close scores and some upsets. What stood out about week 5, Ray?
Well, I mean, you got to start with Gorman Liberty. They're the teams to beat in Southern Nevada. They renewed the rivalry in the regular season. Very interesting case because usually when you get Gorman Liberty, you get that playoff desperation, right? Winner gets a championship, the loser doesn't. You saw Liberty win in 2019, Gorman win all the other years. And that desperation was kind of missing because everybody in that stadium knows that in November at Allegiant Stadium, it's going to be the team in the orange and the blue kicking to the team in the red, white, and blue. If the team in the red, white, and blue wins the coin toss. But so everything was very vanilla. What's the word? Manila.
Yeah, vanilla works.
Vanilla works. Okay.
I guess.
Right? Very basic formations. You weren't going to run that reverse with a trick play or do anything special because you were going to save that for November. And then the fact that there was one less day to prepare because the game was on Thursday. With that said, there was some hard hitting going on, dude. No love lost. The competitiveness between both sides, especially a lot of them play with each other or against each other in the offseason on that 7-7. So the rivalry's there. 6-0 after one. Gorman kind of put their foot on the gas pedal, blew away. Liberty had some bright points. We'll see the matchup again in November. Other game that was a shocker, Shadow Ridge upset Desert Pines. Don't know if you had Shadow. We didn't get a chance to do a podcast last week. I don't think you would have picked Shadow. But what a big win for Travis Foster and his crew. Sometimes that guy, they run the triple option misdirection, running attack. And sometimes teams that do that are on the bad end of some criticism because the offense, you just don't pass, right? And I think it was significant to beat a team like Desert Pines that has so many good athletes for Shadow Ridge, really dominated the line of scrimmage, held on to the ball, big program-changing victory. Coach Foster says that, listen, in the hierarchy of Nevada high school football, it's Liberty, it's Gorman, it's Liberty, it's Arbor, it's DP. Maybe we nudge into the conversation. So shout out to the Mustangs. And then on the 3A, CK, Slam 38, Moapa Valley 7. Did you see that coming?
Oh, 34-7.
34.
But still, I did not
Thanks
see
for
that
correcting
coming.
me. Yeah.
I think I might have picked, I'll be honest, to go back to your original point, I would not have picked Shadow Ridge, but I didn't see your picks last week. Maybe I should look. I do feel like it might have been the type of game, we have these, I feel like every year, where you pick Desert Pines by way too many. I think I would have at least argued it could be a close game, but I certainly would have picked Desert Pines. Slam Moapa to me was more of a coin flip. I mean, we knew they're both good, 2 of the 3A. I'm not necessarily saying I would have picked Slam. I'm not sure. I definitely wouldn't have thought they were going to win 34-7. I guess in the aggregate, that's just as surprising of a score to me as Shadow Ridge.
Yeah, I think the other thing is that what we've learned about Moapa over the years is when they match up with teams that are built like they are, like Virgin Valley or Boulder City, they're great. When the other teams have some Jimmy or Joes that could run, that's where they get into some problems matching the athleticism. Slam's got some guys that could go, and I think, and I know Lake Tahoe guy is going to text us pretty soon and say that some team from up there is the team to beat, but how could you not like Slam? I mean, they're going through everybody like water.
Yeah, they look pretty impressive right now. Certainly from the South, at least. You got to give them that team to beat tag, correct?
Absolutely. And then you got to ask yourself, is Moapa even in the conversation? It's just a down year.
Yeah, you never want to totally write them off, but certainly a couple losses now, a couple of losses that really stand out. If we're doing tiers, they got to be a tier below the top teams in the South, I would think.
So. Absolutely. Another result that kind of tricked me a little bit. So Foothill, we've kind of anointed as the team to beat in the Division II, the second tier. Great offense, great quarterback. Defense is worrisome. You can't let Legacy, a team that I like. I don't hate Legacy, but you can't give up 39 points to Legacy.
Yeah, I wonder. We'll get more information as the weeks go on, but it still just is one game at the end of the day. They could have had an off night. Who knows? Maybe someone was hurt. Maybe some things went wrong. Maybe they threw some new things at them. I don't want to go
Gave up some late points. They were up 23-7.
Exactly. Yeah. Game script. I don't want to go too crazy. I'm just so high on Foothill. I think the last time we did talk, I told you how much I liked Foothill. So maybe I'm being selective here, but I think I'd need a bigger sample than just this one game to actually be worried about them. I still do kind of think they're the team to beat. Just a lot of these scores stand out to me. We don't have to touch on every game, but I counted it up, and there were 8 games on Thursday, it looks like, that were decided by a touchdown or less. And I feel like even at this point of the season, that's pretty rare. Usually we have a pretty good idea what's going to happen. A whole lot of close games. It was a fun Thursday, it looks like.
It was, and I've been the biggest critic of realignment ever. And, you see Centennial or Palo or Canyon playing down where I think they shouldn't be that far. And yet the realignment has worked for, some teams. When we get to the picks later, there's a few games where you're like, wow, that's a really good game. They got it right. So shout out to everybody. Why not? I'm in a generous mood.
Yeah,
to you,
I don't know, just to throw out a couple of these games to see if there's anything that sticks out to you. I guess that stood out to me with how close they are is Faith, just edges basic, 28-27. I bet you were torn on this game because you loved Green Valley coming into this year, so they were the team to beat, but they only beat your Kitty Cats. You love Las Vegas High, 21-14. I don't know. Those are 2 right off the top, but some really close games there to go with the Foothill Legacy final.
So props to Caden, and I can never say the last name, the kicker, Chennington, 57-yard field goal to get the game to overtime for Faith Lutheran against the Wolfpack.
We hyped the kid up, and he's more than lived up to it somehow.
Yeah,
it's like every week he does something ridiculous.
But 57 yards is tough. Forget about just the sheer leg to get it there and all that, but you're talking a high school snapper.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, how in the world? How did that happen? Is there video of this? I gotta find it. All right.
His kicking coach Nolan Cohors sent it along. So shout out to that kid. Hopefully he ends up going to UNLV.
How often that's got to be one of the longest high school field goals in the nation this year, especially in the key moment.
And it could be a state record. We need to look at the NIAA book for that. So shout out to him. Green Valley was up 21-0. They put the 2s and 3s in, and the Kitty Cats got 2 late touchdowns. So
okay.
Gators first one of the year. They're back in the thick of things. Big game. They play Foothill and basic still. So the old Henderson League that we love so much, ramping back up. And, CK, I think I'm ready to get to the picks. I've spoken my piece. Got some interesting game this week, including the game of the year, right?
For you, yeah, we will get to the picks. And the first thing I asked Brewer when we were sat down in here, I said, oh, it's the cleat game, because I see the cleat. Your picks are already posted now. So, of course, you can, as always, read them at LasVegasSun.com. But, you led with the photo of the cleat, and it is the cleat game, Eldorado and Chaparral. God, I don't have it in front of me. I was wondering how the series has gone. I know Shap's won the vast majority of the ones lately, but Eldo breakthrough last year.
Eldo won last year. Okay. I think Shap leads all time by about 6 or 7 games. This is the 50th year. I'm all excited. They're doing like a little all class reunion in the parking lot and barbecue for Shap. I was going to go over there. I told you I bought some gear online, some Shap gear.
You told me you were interested. I didn't know you actually pulled the trigger. That's big. If you don't know Brewer, he's does not purchase things easily. A little frugal.
Yeah. So I ended up spending $70 to get two things, and poorly made both of them. And I feel like I need my money back, but I won't get it back. And anyways, I wear XL. I can double if you have it, if you want some Shap gear, but the thing that excites me about this game is Eldorado is going to pack out its side because it is the 50th year. So you've got, I'm in that SHAP alumni group for the soccer team. And I always tell the kids, like, hey, there's a bunch of people that love you and care about you, and we're looking at the scores, right? And, that's all well and good, but to have all those people show up on that day to watch one game, and let's be honest, neither SHAP or El Dorado are going to the Super Bowl. So this is kind of the game for them. A trophy's going to be there, going to be a good one. And I got to pick my alma mater just because I wouldn't be able to show up at that barbecue in that sweater that I don't like without it. So give me the Cowboys.
Oh man, that was just beautiful. With that speech and how involved you are there, it's making me want to look up how my high school alma mater is doing. I have no idea this year. Usually we're pretty good, but
do you have any Wichita collegiate gear that you wear around?
Not that I wear around. I mean, I think I still have some packed away from when I was in high school that I could dig out. I know I have my hat back from in high school, and
you could squeeze into.
Yeah, I have stuff like that, but yeah, I wonder how we're doing this year. I'm gonna have to look it up because you got me all fired up talking about your alma mater. But I got to be honest, I do think that love is kind of clouding your judgment here because I'm just gonna go with who the better team has been, and I think this year I've been more impressed with the Sun Devils. I think El Dorado wins 2 in a row, so we're gonna be on opposite sides of the cleat game. Probably no surprise there, but I'm definitely rooting for a good game, especially if you're going to be out there for the 50th anniversary. I hope it goes as good as possible, but I'm going to have to say that the visitors win this one. El Dorado, Arborview at Desert Pines.
Bro, this is a game.
Yeah, probably not fair to Shadow Ridge, but we always are trying to apply these narratives. It's just what we do. Could last week have been a little bit of a look-ahead spot for DP?
I just think both these teams have so many good players, and they have such a great history of competing against each other. I go back to that 2015 game, or maybe it was 2016. 2015 when Arbor goes over there and Isaiah Morris was just like the road runner running through those guys. And it's just been such a fun back and forth game with some really good players on both sides. This is what Class 5A big time football is all about for me. You take away this is just a great high school football game. 2 great programs, a lot of D1 talent. I'm taking Arborview because clearly Desert Pines has got some problems up front. But it's going to be a good one, dude. And I think it's going to be like fourth quarter decided close.
Yeah. I feel like Desert Pines will have a bounce back, that they're going to be better. But I think Arborview has so much talent this year. I think we haven't even seen their peak yet. We saw them struggle kind of early in the season. I'm going to go a little bit more lopsided than you and say Arborview here.
Who's the best player on the field?
I'd have to ask you. You'd have to tell me. I'll take your word for it.
If I'm Tico Rodriguez, I'm telling Greg Burrell, like, hey, you might want to have a power bar and a banana because you're going to carry the ball 30 times.
What about the Arborview defensive kid, though? Some standout rising star.
It's fine. Let him go head to head.
Yeah?
Let him go head to head. I mean, Thatcher's great. He's, top linebacker for 25. Makes a lot of tackles. Not as quick as Greg Burrell, but
yeah, I know the skill players probably usually going to mean a little bit extra, but I don't know. I feel like Arborview will get enough points. I say Arborview wins by double digits here. Too much?
Double digits? Do you have $5 available?
How about $5 and I'll give you 7.5?
You just said 10.
Yeah, that's my prediction. That doesn't mean that's the most likely finish.
Can we go
more than a touch? All right, 8.
7.5.
8's fine.
I told you earlier today.
I'll meet you in the middle. 8's good. All right.
Good. Okay, I got 5 on DP plus 8.
I know no one cares about this, but just to amuse me, I did look up my alma mater schedule. Now I bet we could beat you. We won 35-0 against Rose Hill week 1, 60-7 against El Dorado in week 2, and 56-20 over Wellington in week 3.
Did you play against all those teams?
I think El Dorado was a little bit bigger than when I think they were in a higher league back when I was in school. I played against the other two.
You went to the Faith Lutheran of Wichita.
Kind of. The only reason why I'm wondering if I could really beat your alma mater is because SHAP's got to be so much bigger.
Yeah.
We're like a 3A school with 300 kids.
Yeah.
But Max Prep says we're
300 affluent kids that have shoes.
Well, all right. Well, I don't know. Max Preps ranks us as the 23rd best team in Kansas. That's pretty good for a small school, I would think.
23rd best. That's it.
That's what it says.
You
Max
guys aren't
Prep.
recruiting.
Okay. We both agree on our review. Sorry. Thanks for humoring me with that. I think my alma mater might have the edge over Brewers, but we'll see. Bishop Gorman, now it's state champion versus state champion. They're going to Silverado.
Yeah, it's going to get ugly.
Yeah.
Just obviously Silverado is not the team that won back-to-back state championships. Gorman still is the team that won back-to-back state championships. Gales aren't going to be beat, but I am looking forward to their game with Desert Pines and Arbor View and Liberty again. But this one I'm not looking forward to, nor am I looking forward to when they play Coronado.
Yeah, I think Gorman big here. Cathedral Catholic at Liberty. I was thinking these out-of-state games might be over with, but not here. Liberty's got one left against the California school.
Yeah. Interesting side note, Gabby's godparents went to Cathedral Canyon. And they're going to be going to the game.
Oh, okay.
And I told them they probably invited you because they want you to make a donation. But they don't think that's the case. Either way, Pats have a really good player in Jaden Roberson, who played great against Gorman. And I think Liberty gave Bosco a run. They're a good team. They're going to get back on track. And when it's time to throw the kitchen sink at Gorman, I think we got a game that's going to be about a 2.5 touchdown spread.
Yeah, that sounds about. Where is Cathedral Catholic? San Diego. All right. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Liberty keeps it close. I don't think they'll be embarrassed, but yeah, about 2 touchdowns seems right. Maybe 3 or 4. No more than that. Cathedral Catholic wins comfortably, but not totally a blowout, in my opinion. Bonanza at Centennial. Yeah, you talk about teams that probably are a little bit too far down. Centennial won 63-0 last week. And looks like these in-league games, that's probably going to be the norm. Probably going to do it again this week against Bonanza.
Yeah, give me the dogs.
Yep. All right. Sunrise Mountain and Del Sol.
Yeah, give me Sunrise Mountain, who's quietly 4-1 going on 5-1.
Hey, I was singing their praises earlier in the year. You were saying I don't know, you had one of your brewerisms that I don't know if they
might have,
the kids can put the shoes on the right foot or something. I don't know, but
they may have the easiest schedule in America though, but I'll let you figure that out later.
All right. Well, hey, I've been on them all year and I'm sticking on it now. Sunrise Mountain, Desert Oasis at Palo Verde.
Yeah, Palo looked great last week. They beat Clark 49-0. All systems a go.
Yeah, Palo Verde kind of overcome some early struggles. Seems like they are rolling now. I think they keep it rolling against DO. Legacy off that near upset of Foothill goes to Clark.
Yeah. Is it Foothill at Clark?
Did I say Foothills? Legacy at Clark.
Oh, okay.
No, I said off the near upset against Foothill.
Legacy's going to beat Clark, who hasn't scored yet this year.
Ooh, haven't scored yet? Yeah. That's rough. Legacy for me as well. Here's an interesting one. Cheyenne at Rancho.
That's the game I was telling you about.
Where you don't know who to pick?
Rancho scored 2 points last week. The week prior, they lost at Lincoln County, which is smaller than your high school. All right. And Cheyenne is just, oh my God, bro. Who did I pick in that?
You picked Cheyenne 7-6. Well, that's your go-to score when it's 2 small schools that.
No, if you look at the scores of all Cheyenne's games, they're like that.
Well, I feel like that's been your go-to for years, though. I feel like that's always it. Yeah. All right, well, if it's as close as you're telling me, and I have no reason not to believe you, I'll take Rancho to be on the other side of that one. Las Vegas High, who seems like made the final score look better than it actually was against Green Valley last week. They continue their tour of Henderson and take on Foothill.
Yeah, we are the Foothill Falcons, line 6, baby, all the way. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, Foothill, I think their defense, after Brewer called them out, will bear back down, not giving up many points this week. They beat Las Vegas easily. Shadow Ridge at Coronado.
Yeah, Shadow, unless they have a hangover from, I heard the kids were a little rowdy over at In-N-Out after that big dub.
In-N-Out, that's the victory spot?
Yeah. Well, in Salt Lake, where the school's located.
Oh yeah, well I didn't know. I mean, I know some places it's Canes.
Yeah.
That wasn't an insult.
No,
I was just
yeah,
curious.
in and out, but
All right.
unless they have a hangover, they're going to smash the Cougs.
Smash, it seems a little strong to me. I would definitely pick them here, but I would take the Cougars hanging within 21 point. You have 28 points. I have them hanging
I
somewhat
think
close
they
there.
fly over that, but I was trying to be nice.
All right. Well, we'll see. I got Coronado hanging somewhat close, but Shadow winning. Cimarron at Mojave.
I was torn on this one too. Speaking of good matchups, I took Cimarron.
Yeah, I think Cimarron is a little bit further ahead right now. But yeah, you could convince me it's a good game. How about Western at Somerset Losi?
Yeah, I mean, Western could lose to Vegas Strong youth team, so give me Somerset Losi.
Is that the powerhouse youth team, or is it just okay? Used to be someone different, right? I've never heard Vegas Strong youth team.
Yeah, Vegas Strong's kind of been like the Gorman feeder team for 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
702 Blessed is Liberty's feeder team.
I think I've seen that name before.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
they do a good job. MDP's son is the QB of the U11s.
Of what program?
702 Blessed.
Oh, he is? Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. I knew he was I knew he was a quarterback for sure.
Polynesian pipeline does it well for him.
All right. He's not Polynesian though.
He's the only non-Polynesian.
The only one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Durango at basic.
Durango at basic. This is going to be another good game. I mean, basic's essentially a 57-yard field goal away from being the leader of the clubhouse in that league. I love the Wolfpacks. Oh, give me the pack.
Yeah, I don't even despite the 57-yard field goal, it was another impressive score to me by Basic. I feel like every week they perform a little bit better than I think. So this week I'm expecting it. I think they beat Durango somewhat easily. I don't think it's going to be that close. I think Basic is better than we've given them credit for this year.
Well, they were the ones that told us that they were going to be young. I went with them.
You can't always trust whatever they
Roger
say.
Fairless to me. Roger Fairless every year is like, oh yeah, we're going to be off.
You can't always trust. There's always you never really know till you get on the field too. And I've been impressed with Basic. Another team I'm impressed with, Virgin Valley, and I think they keep it rolling this week, hosting the Meadows.
Yeah, Virgin Valley put up a season's worth of points at Prump last week. Shout out to Coach Matt Woods and his crew, and they win again.
When's the Virgin Slam game? Or if I missed it.
You have not missed it yet.
That's a big one, right? We're circling that in the 3A.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see probably later in the year, but that will be one to look out for. Mawapa Valley at Boulder City.
Yeah, they played 2 very close games last year. I'll take the Pirates.
Yeah, I think Mawapa bounces back here. I think they take care of
Even
Boulder City.
Boulder's undefeated.
Has been good. A little more dynamic now
offensively, but this is a little bit of an upgrade in competition.
Yeah, should be a good one. All right. Sierra Vista at Faith Lutheran.
Faith all day.
Yeah. Faith, man, they have a habit of getting into close games though. Sierra Vista, you talk about teams playing possum with you. They aren't playing possum. They're confident this year, right?
Yeah, and they don't like us picking against them.
So why? So here you are giving them no chance.
Yeah.
You just said one word, Faith.
Yeah, you gotta have faith.
All right, so no chance for Sierra Vista here?
Not this week.
All right, well, that's some bulletin board material for Sierra Vista. I wish I could be different and
see there
say
you go.
otherwise.
That's my chops over there.
I'm gonna say Faith close. You said one word. If it's a game you think here,
I'm trying to get done with the show.
No, I think you know by now. Usually, if you think it's a close game, you give a little bit of
explanation.
Yeah, and that one you didn't think was close at all. I thought that was an insult to Sierra Vista, and I'm sure they'll take it as such. I got Sierra Vista only losing by a touchdown. One quick programming note before we get to the Slam game. I just looked it up, and Slam Virgin Valley is in 2 weeks on October 6th.
Where at?
Away for Virgin Valley, so at Slam.
Which could be El Dorado or...
Yeah, wherever. Yeah. All right, so that will be one to look out for. But in the meantime, Democracy Prep and Slam final game of the week.
Slam.
Yeah, I think I can't even give you a hard time about that one. Slam for me too. As always, any parting thoughts before we?
Well, I just want to thank every coach out there who's patient with me on game nights. As you know, it's a sprint, not a marathon. So And I mean that because like there's like an hour after each game where I'm trying to get a hold of like 18 people. So thank you for your support, and we'll see you Friday night.
All right. For Ray, I'm Case. Thanks for listening to Prep Sports Now.